Okay, having gone through the fundamentals of a flexed wrist lock and a number of options as to how to reach it, now we're going to talk about the fundamentals of an extended wrist lock. Now just to review, this is the ulna. This is an ulnar wrist lock, when you put pressure on the wrist toward the ulna. A radial wrist lock is when you put pressure on the wrist toward the radius. What we've just studied has been the flexed wrist lock, where the palm is pushed toward the bicep. Now we're looking at the extended wrist lock, where the back of the hand is going to be pressed up toward the bicep. Now, just the fundamental lock, the idea of putting backward pressure on the hand simply arises out of this. Just a very quick control wrist lock, he's moving backwards right away. I can also extend the wrist lock down, and as I do, I'm making a point of squeezing on Brian's fingers and compressing his thumb. This gives me a lot more control on the hand, and as I simply press down and aim his elbow, he's going to go basically wherever I want him to. Same thing, press here, press backwards and down. Brian's going to go wherever I want him to. Just so you see from the other side, first flexed wrist lock is where the wrist is pointing up, you're squeezing the fingers, squeezing the thumb, hyperextending the wrist. You want pressure right there on the wrist. Then simply guide the elbow wherever you want him to go. The other option is with the palm up, getting a good grip on those eminences. Notice how Brian comes right up to his toes, and I can move him backwards, move him in many, many different directions right now, simply because of the pain compliance on this extended wrist lock. So, two fundamental standing positions on our extended wrist lock is with the palm facing up, and you're pressing down against the wrist and aiming that elbow wherever you want to go, or simply dropping. The other option is with the palm facing upward, where you're controlling again the thenar and hypothenar eminences of the hand, getting a good pressure on his wrist and on his hand bones, and then bringing that wrist up. It's like you're pointing that wrist at the ceiling. His toes come up, and on the other side of the camera, he's tapping away. So, two standing wrist lock, flexed wrist lock fundamentals with the palm facing down, or the back of the hand facing up. You're compressing the fingers, pushing down, and aiming that elbow where you want him to go. The other option is with the palm facing up. You're going to get good compression on those eminences here, and then aim his wrist toward the ceiling. Lots of pressure here. Lots of pressure throughout the entire arm. They're very uncomfortable wrist locks.